What's the mood like after Tuesday night? Must have lifted things a bit.
Yeah, definitely. We knew as a group of players that going there we could win, and if we perform well, we could come away with what we did. And I think it's lifted the morale in the dressing room, and I think it puts us in good stead for the next few games coming on, knowing that we can beat anyone in this league now.
The manager's just paid tribute to your performance there. What have you made of your season so far?
I think we've started really well so far. Last year it wasn't a great season. Neither was the year before. And we knew that we had to change something, and I think the gaffer's come in and changed a lot of things, and all the players have bought into it. And hopefully the fans are seeing a big difference on the pitch, especially at home. We used to struggle to get results at home, and now we're putting. I think we're unbeaten at home still, and I think it's a big part of our season.
Looking at your performances on the pitch, the manager's just said there that sometimes you're better than you actually think you are. I mean, is that something that she sort of agreed? Maybe that sometimes your performances you want to have a bit more confidence. Is that something he said to you?
I think as a group of players we're starting to see how good we can be, and I think he's probably right that we can be better than we perhaps believe we can be. And to go into games with full of confidence from the gaffer and from other players around you, it only makes us better. And I think beating Bradford on Tuesday is probably shown us that we can be better, and we can be a top flight team in this league.
There were a couple of grumbles after the last two results before the Bradford game. 3 points off the playoffs, though. You must be feeling that you can compete in that area this season.
Yeah, definitely. Looking at the results we've got and where we've been in games, I think where we are is probably not done just, and I think we probably deserve to be a little bit higher, but we can't look at them now, and I think we've got to push on, especially with a busy Christmas period coming, and hopefully we'll start the new year in the playoffs.
For your game, Nathan, how do you feel you're developing as a player?
I think I'm always improving. I know strengths and weaknesses every player has, and it's something that I'm working on through the week. And I think playing with the same sort of back four as we have been this year is only making us better to know our players around us, and it's bringing the best out of us.
At fullback, you've got more competition as well, a few changes in the last few games as well. Is that pleasing that after a settled back four, if there are a couple of mistakes, and you all know that your place could be in jeopardy, I guess?
Yeah, competition for places is always good because it makes people on their toes and doesn't get people complacent. I think Cooksy's been out ill and Monty stepped in and he's proven that he can do a job there, and I don't think he could have come in and done anything more. I think he showed that he's a good player and he can do a job there.
And the Bradford performance, is that now the blueprint going forward for what you think could be a successful season?
Yeah, definitely. I think the performance is now the benchmark. If we perform any less than that, we're not doing ourselves just, we're not doing the fans just, we're not doing the gaffer just. And I think if we perform like that, I think we can definitely go out and beat the majority of the teams in this league quite comfortably.
And after the Stevenage draw, do you feel Oldham tomorrow you've got to do a few things maybe differently? You might come up against a team difficult to break down again? Yeah,
I think teams perhaps are coming here knowing that we're good at home and what we're good at, and perhaps happy to come away with a draw. And we've got to have a plan A, a plan B and a plan C now. We can't just continue to do the same things. People are learning, people are watching us and knowing where our strengths are. And I think we've got to go out there and attack and put them under pressure and come away with a win at home.
Your manager's just been talking about your game there and talking about on Tuesday your performance personally. For you, what's kind of the ambition for you to move forward now? You want to obviously do it with Port Vale, but have you got aspirations to play higher up one day as well?
Yeah, of course. If a player sits here and says they don't want to play any higher, they're probably lying to you. But at the minute, I think just to get a good season under my belt where we're not in a relegation battle, because I've not been involved in that before, I think my aspirations for the season is to probably push Port Vale as high as possible and do everything I can to help the team, because I think going forward, if I've had a season where I'm at the other end of the table, it's only going to help me in the future.
I was going to say, I guess for you, being in crisis situations as football club, I guess it makes it even harder as a defender to sometimes develop, does it?
You could say that, but you could also say that there's more pressure on me when we're in crisis situations. We've got to defend better, we've got to defend harder. If you're always winning games and the ball's at the other end of the pitch, I've not really got a lot to do, so perhaps I can't develop that way, but I'd rather that than to be losing every week.
And a win against Oldham, obviously you could be getting into the playoffs. Is that a realistic ambition, or does everybody have to take a step back and say, well, hold on, like you say, we've had a couple of seasons of real difficulty?
I think we've got to go into the game thinking we deserve to be where we are, if not higher. I think if you look back at the results and the performances, especially the likes of perhaps Salford and Leyton Orient conceding so late, if we had them points, we'd be a lot higher. But like you said, I think we've got to be also realistic where we've been the last few years, and it's not been good enough. So to be where we are is good, but it's not what we want. We want to be higher.